decided to make a little video because you, the people, have told me y'all would rather see me post up something rather than post up nothing, even though I don't really have very much going on with the car. The only thing I'm really gonna do today is try to clean up some of the old stuff that I did to the car way back in the day when I was like rushing through everything, trying to get the car on the road night after night. I have a few things that were kind of out of sight, out of mind, and it's about time to fix them. Now, for my eagle-eyed viewers, you might have noticed that the radiator's missing. And the reason it's missing is because I suck at wiring. But in keeping it real, I don't really suck at wiring, I just hate doing it. And back when I was first doing it, I just tried to rush it as quickly as possible and get it running however possible. And then once it was out of sight, out of mind, I just left it alone. Because if it ain't broke, don't fix it. But today, that's about to change. All right, so here's a quick look at what we're working with. All this right here. Now, at first glance, this looks like a crazy mess. And to be honest, at the second glance, it still looks like a crazy mess, but I understood it when I was doing it in the first place. What I did was I took this radiator fan, which is the driver's side, and extended the wires on this side so it goes around and tucks underneath and follows the core support. And I extended the passenger side fan to do the same. And then I spliced them in the center, in which I then had to extend that wiring to go over to the OEM fan plug. This time around, what I'll be doing is running a shorter connection of the wires, and I'm keeping it on the inside of the bay instead of following the core support. And I'm going to be switching the plugs out with these waterproof connectors here. So at the end of the day, it's nothing too crazy and nothing too fancy or anything like that, but it's going to be a lot better from the way it was before. And a lot more secure of a connection. Alright, so my camera died after I finished doing that first waterproof plug, and while I was charging it to get enough juice to finish recording this, I got the other end of the plug done right here. Just waiting to cut the length to put that on, and I did the splicing connectors right here. It's very simple, it wouldn't have been video worthy anyway. All you do is just cut and strip the wire like you would for any other terminal. Lift this little latch up, slide it in, latch it down. So as you can see, I got two sets of 2 into 1s, so I can run the negative and the positive. And then I'll run these two wires and this plug to the plug that I put on the car in the OEM switch spot, or OEM plug spot for the fan. And that's how I run my fans. I've always ran it like that since day one. Using the OEM fan plug. I do not use a fan switch. My fans turn on via K-Pro. So I keep it simple, and now it's a lot less clutter. So once I cut this to length, it'll just connect up right there in that corner, and that'll be it. And I have all this extra nonsense that I had on the car, and that's out of here. Now all I'm gonna do is connect this into the plug-in right here, this side, and then I'm going to remount the radiator up so I can see how much length I need on these wires here, and I'll cut them accordingly, stick them in, and then put a little cover over them. Now, before I move forward and reinstall the radiator, I went ahead and threw a little bit of flat black down at the bottom of the core support area and everything. Even though I might eventually take this whole lower section out, I just threw some flat black on there just to make everything look a little bit nicer. And while I'm at it, I'm going to flip the throttle body around. Well, I'm going to rotate it about 90 degrees, just so that way I can have the throttle cable over on this side of the throttle body. And that'll give me a little bit more slack or more adjustability with the cable. Like I want to be able to drop it down some more because the wastegate's going to sit right there. So I need to drop it down below that and have it come up underneath the throttle, the shifter cables back into the firewall. That'll just give me a little bit more room to do that. And then also moving the throttle cable to this side will allow for the charge piping to drop down and come around this side so I can run a dual backdoor. And it'll just make everything a lot easier and nicer overall. Just little things, small steps towards progress. That's usually why I don't make videos, because the stuff that I do, I mean, it's like 30 minutes worth of work and it's not really much of anything, but hey, it is what it is, man. If y'all want the content, this is the best I got for you. And boom, just like that, that's done. Now, all I gotta do is pop the radiator back in here, call it a day. And there we are, one more step forward. It's a small last step though, but I ain't tripping. I appreciate y'all sticking along for the ride, man. If y'all need K-Tune parts, man, check out my information in the description below. Check me out on social media platforms. I always have the info updated in my bio of how to save 10% on your entire order, and you get free shipping to the lower 48 as long as your order is over $150. I got a new code each month, so always check back for the latest and greatest code. Save y'all some money, man. I'm telling you, this is the cheapest way to get K-Tune parts from anybody. Appreciate y'all. See y'all on the next one.